I think Leopold has unique insight into the most important subject matter that we've ever seen in our lifetime when it comes to investing, meaning AI. Like if AI is the biggest thing that we've ever seen hit our global economy and financial markets, Leopold is directly at the nucleus of the ground truth of what's happening in that world. If you look at his background, where he worked, what he was doing, he obviously has the ability to assess what's real and connect dots. But he was also in the right places with the right people. I mean, we all know who his wife is, right? So he is so in the mix of this world, and he saw it early. And he's like, listen, this is real. I know it's real because I'm literally seeing it with my own eyes. And unlike everyone else that sees it and just lets time pass by, he's like, I see it and I'm going to trade on it. And so he does, him and his team do these really great reports. You might have read them on what he sees. And it's nothing mystical. It's like he's just explaining what's happening and who's going to benefit from it. Now, is it perfect? No. Is his thesis perfect? No. Is his timing off? Probably. I think one of the best criticisms of Leopold is that he's a technologist and he's young, but he doesn't have a whole lot of business acumen. So he doesn't really fully understand the moats and the realities of how slow sometimes, technology moves through the business world. So even if you have a superior product, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a superior business. And it could take forever, right, for that to play out. So a lot of people are like, we hate Microsoft and shouldn't use these Microsoft products, but there's a reason why Microsoft has that stickiness and is able to generate the revenue they've generated forever, right? A lot of people are like, Salesforce sucks. Everyone hates Salesforce, but they have this distribution moat that unless you've been in the business world for a long time and have been deeply engaged of what it's like for systematic change transformation at a large incumbent business, you can't fully appreciate how important those things are. So he's just a young kid and it's like, we're going to AGI. We're going to eat every company in the world. Those companies are going out of business. Maybe, Leopold, maybe they will, but it might take 5 to 10 times longer than you think it's going to take. And it might take even longer for people to appreciate what you see. So he doesn't have that wisdom either as a business person or as an investor. So I think that's where Leopold is weak.
Have you ever spoken to him?
No, but we have mutual friends, and the mutual friends we have in common have nothing but great things to say about him. I mean, me and Leopold and a group of friends, we all had the same thesis on Bloom. And nobody believed in that thesis early on. Nobody believed in Bloom. Not institutional investors, not retail investors. We've all seen the same short reports come out on Bloom every 6 to 9 months, right? No one did the homework on Bloom. He did it. I did it. I have a very close friend, 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗖𝗧, who's one of our mutuals. He did it. So I have a lot of respect for him. And I think he's going to be back bigger than ever at some point in the future.
Are you worried with how much leverage there is in the markets? We've seen what happened with Korea. We saw what happened with people taking on a lot of margin, these leveraged ETFs. Is that a concern to you? And is that a concern that maybe that's going to cause the market to skyrocket faster than it should and then drop a lot faster than it should?
Yeah, I don't love it, but it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity on both sides of the trade, right? Because we have this leverage, things tend to move quickly up, quickly down. Bloom Energy is a great example of that. A big reason why Bloom moved as quickly as it did was because of the leverage, not just applied by Leopold, but applied by South Korea. It was one of the most actively traded stocks in South Korea. The reason why it blew up as quickly as it did is because of that leverage. So as long as you understand that the leverage exists and you know where it exists in the market, you can adjust for it, but you do have to be careful. I think where it gets dangerous is the combination of leverage plus influence and manipulation. Again, but that's okay because we know this now, right? So like, I'm not afraid of anything that I know exists. I just have to account for it in my thesis. I have to account for it in my trade strategy. I have to account for it in my risk management, and I do. So there's no reason to be afraid of anything as long as we know it exists. Where things get scary is when things pop up that we didn't know existed until after they blow up.
What are you paying attention to right now in the stock market?
I'm really paying attention more so than ever to the attention trade, meaning like where people have their attention, even if the information's not truthful. I think those will probably be some of the biggest short-term trades the next couple of years.
Give us an example of that you're seeing today.
I know that we are going to enter into another FUD cycle on AI. I've already done some research with AI to try to assess what that's going to look like. What will the narratives be like that people use to try to crash the AI sector in 30 to 90 days, right? We know it's coming. And so I think one of the biggest opportunities is to assess who is influential in this market and what are those narratives and to what degree are those narratives starting to accelerate, and to be mentally prepared. I talk about this all this time. Having a prepared mind is extraordinarily important, meaning you have to get ahead of what might happen. So I run scenario analysis, right? This is scenario analysis I'm talking to you guys about. One of my scenarios is that at some point, because I'm still heavily invested and levered in the AI sector right now, is that I want to try to get in front of the next FUD cycle. I want to do a better job than I did this time. I don't want to take as large of a drawdown the next time the FUD cycle hits. So, for example, I knew Kimi was coming, okay? I knew that Kimi could be a threat, but I did not place enough emphasis on the acceleration of the Kimi narrative as it was happening and the open source narrative. I need to take those things even more seriously next time around. So what am I doing? I'm looking for the next narrative that is going to be used by all the anti-AI guys and everyone that wants to crash the market and all the people that are short all these names. I'm trying to figure out who should I be following that was really influential this last FUD cycle, because they're likely to be influential the next time. And I'm trying to like build some tools, and I'm working with some different people to try to figure out how to measure the acceleration of that narrative. Because if it starts to accelerate quickly, then that is a signal, especially if we get into a levered state again, that we could see a massive correction in AI stocks.
Now, really quick, every business is asking themselves the same question. How do we make AI work for us? The possibilities are limitless, but guessing is too risky, and sitting on the sidelines is not an option, because one thing is certain. If you're not doing it, your competitors are already making their move.
And that's where our sponsor NetSuite by Oracle comes in. It's the #1 AI cloud ERP, trusted by over 43,000 businesses to manage everything from financials and inventory to commerce, HR, and CRM, all in one unified system.
When all of your data is in one place, your AI becomes a lot smarter. It doesn't just guess. It knows. NetSuite intelligently automates routine tasks, delivers real-time insights, and helps you make fast, confident decisions that actually help drive growth.
And it's not just an add-on, it's AI that's literally built right into the system that runs your business, helping you cut costs, improve accuracy, and stay ahead of the competition.
Whether your company is making millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite gives you visibility and control to keep moving forward. Honestly, if I were building a business of this size, NetSuite's the only company that I have 100% confidence in.
So if your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, get our completely free business guide, Demystifying AI, at netsuite.com/clips.
Again, the guide is free for you at netsuite.com/clips, netsuite.com/clips, with the link down below in the description.